Welcome. Welcome to Thoughts Roundup. Thank you. Thank you much for coming. Well, we have with us today, again, we have Reverend Thomas Craft, the Reverend Thomas Craft of Jackson, Mississippi. And we're so glad to have you back, Brother Craft.
Thank you very much, Brother Marler. And we're glad to be here on this broadcast.
We're gonna make these broadcasts ever so often, if it kills us. Fact is, we may not have far to go.
Good to go, yeah.
But anyway, I am so glad I've been able to spend after speaking in the church. I've been able to spend a couple of days with the Crafts. And it's been a most enjoyable time. And Sister Craft, Sister Diane's good cooking, and Brother Craft, he has a way of keeping you entertained. It's always a pleasure, Brother Craft, to be here with you, and we're going to. There's something that we were talking about the other night, and you mentioned it in the office over there whenever we're all, you and I, Brother Frazier and Brother Hansel, I believe, was talking after church, and we were talking about West Texas and all of that, and you mentioned some story about a hunter. Do you remember what that was?
I do. I remember it.
Well, tell us. I want everybody to hear that.
Well, here's the setup. I have an office, and right around the corner is my assistant's office, and his name is Brother James Hansel Stanley, like Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
But he is... I walked over to his office.
Was Gretel bald-headed or Hansel?
Yes, both of them. But I walked over to his office one day, and there was a salesman standing at the door. And Brother Hansel's a good hunter. He had a picture of a big buck on his screensaver inside his office. So I said to the man, I looked at Hansel's screensaver, and I said, "Are you a hunter?" "Oh, yeah," he said, "I hunt." I said, "Well, where do you hunt?" He said, "Well, I can't tell you that because good hunters won't tell people where they hunt. Just like good fishermen won't tell you where the good hole is." I said, "Well, I probably won't be going where you're going. Tell me where it is." "No," he said, "I can't tell you." He said, "I have to kill you." I said, "Well, tell me." He says, "In Texas." I said, "That hadn't told me much." I said, "From El Paso to Sabine River is about 1,000 miles. And from Texarkana to Brownsville is about 1,000 miles. So it's in Texas. That's a mighty big place." He said, "Well, you wouldn't know. If I told you where it was, you wouldn't even know." I said, "Well, try me. I've been all over Texas." And he said, "No use in telling you. You wouldn't have any idea where it is." I said, "Okay, but I'd like you to try me. Tell me where it is. Is it close to Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio?" "No." "Well, where is it?" And so I made him tell. And he told me where he was hunting. He said in the particular county, and he told me where it was, and I said, "Oh, that's where two farm-to-market roads, one comes into the other, and there's 6 mailboxes there, and it's right in the middle of Coleman County." He said, "Well, you got that right." I said, "And furthermore, my mother was born on 100 or 200 yards down that farm-to-market road, and my grandmother had a farm down there, 100 acres. I know all about that place. In fact, from that place, she saw the last of the Comanche Indians in full regalia And now, he said, you do know where it is. He said, you got the place exactly right. He was so shocked. Brother Stanley said his eyes got big as saucers. He couldn't believe that I nailed it so much.
The secret was out.
The secret was out. But I told him I wouldn't be going hunting there, so don't worry about it.
What's the? He worried. Would you tell somebody?
Yeah.
What was the name of the little? Is it a town?
Whon. Juan. It's not a town.
Yeah.
It's across. It's where one farm to market road comes in and tees into another farm to market road.
Yeah.
And right down the place there, close by, is Little Colorado River. Of course, when you say Colorado River, everybody thinks of the big one, but there's a little one down there, and that's where my mother was born and raised. And he was shocked, but I guess nailed his hunting place.
I suppose that you have just told. You've told them in China.
Yeah,
Whoever's listening, you've just told them.
Yes, sir.
Where that man's hunting place.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, well, it's like that deal. Okay, I'll tell you, but you don't tell no one. You just trust me. Well, it's so nice to have stores like that get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
And I think that is so neat. But you know all of that country down there. You've done stomped it all out. And how old was you when you started that church down
in West Texas? I was 21.
What was the name of the town?
Little old town called Iran.
Iran.
Everybody thinks it's Iran over in the Middle East.
Well, I thought that other hunting place was Middle East.
Let them think it. I think whatever they want to think, that's fine with me.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now that is so neat. Do you ever go back down in that?
Not ever. I've been back one time to see if it was still there, and I knew I had just been there not too long before this hunter came in there to see Brother Stanley. And he got it told pretty fast, though. He knew I've been in every pig trail and hog water in Texas.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me about Texas. I think I was there at the Alamo.
I saw you there. When I think you have made me forget what I was going to say. I was going to. See. There's something about. Look, can't you tell when I'm fixing to say something?
I can, but I can also tell when you forgot it.
Well, I know what it was. A few years ago, someone took the pencil to it, and they said that Texas is so large that every house in the world could be fit. You could fit every house in the world in Texas and have 5 feet between each house.
That's a pretty big place.
But it probably couldn't now because that's been a few years.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been over 10 years.
Yeah.
That I said that. It was either Rush Limbaugh or Paul Harvey. I bridge the gap all over that.
From Paul Harvey to Rush Limbaugh, that many years.
Hey, God bless you all, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for Brother Marler for having me here.